Breaking news just coming in through. The government accused of sexualizing textbooks. Massive protests rock multiple cities. Parents claim LGBTQ plus indoctrination of kids. Anti-Trudeau stir in Toronto, Ottawa and Montreal. Anger on sexual identity topics in school books. Anisha Mathur is now getting us the latest on this. What's going on, Anisha? I'm a little curious to know, what is this accusation of sexualizing textbooks all about? What is the content of this textbook? Because the parents are claiming there is some LGBTQ indoctrination. I mean, are they educating people about LGBTQ? What is it in the content that they are objecting against?
Well, see, there has been a long controversy that is going on in Canada with regard to this question of what exactly can be taught to children. While Canada as a society, as an education system, has been giving LGBTQ inclusive education, there are certain organizations and parental rights groups which are now objecting to it. And we've seen signs of this also in the US, where the religious groups have objected to schools allowing children to be taught about gender identities, LGBTQ identities, etc. So what we've been seeing here is a conversation that is happening between Muslim groups with conservative Christian groups and the Canadian government, where these groups are saying that, well, while we don't have an objection to you allowing adults to live as they are, having this kind of education when we're talking about children being taught about
but children
LGBTQ
of what age group? Children of what age group? Anisha, the question arises is that which age bracket?
This is in schools. Now, well, see, now the question is that the government and certain organizations in Canada have been saying that children of all ages, including children as young as 10 years old, should be taught that any kind of gender identity is acceptable, that they should be educated about openness, they should be taught inclusion, that you cannot you shouldn't be taught to hide your gender or sexual identity. That is the kind of there have been efforts here to sort of teach the inclusive vocabulary, etc. But here local school boards have expressed support for LGBTQ students and families, but at the same time the objections being raised by these parental groups is by the protesters and counter protesters, because see, this is a very interesting conversation that is going on in Canada. There are protesters from the religious groups which are saying that this kind of education for the children should not start at that age. It is something that our religions are not comfortable with. Or at the same time, counter protests saying that you cannot hide gender identity, that you can't force a school